Thank you, Chris. Nice drive-by at the start of the show there, Brody, on my hairline. Like we know I've been suffering from that for a long time, so thank you for bringing the attention to that. One day we might get a show without me wearing a hat, so let's see where we get to there. Big stuff happening in motorsport this week. Formula One testing last week. Look, it's hard to tell what's going on because Carlos Sainz in a Williams was on the top of the sheets. I don't think that's indicative of where we're going to be in a couple of weeks. So let's just brush straight past testing. Like it was all sort of things that we were sort of expecting. Like Hamilton's acclimatized that Ferrari pretty well. The back markers are still back markers, so nothing too impressive there. The big news today is Adrian Newey starting his first day at Aston Martin. So after what was a year of gardening leave, he's now finally allowed to participate within the team.
How good is it to have Adrian Newey back in the motorsport? Because we know he's the Einstein, he is the Nostradamus, he is any other sort of superlative you want to throw at him, all rolled into one. He is the greatest genius F1's ever seen, JR.
He is. So he's the man that's developed like the Red Bull car since Red Bull's been incepted, really. And like, he's been responsible for the development of Max's car throughout all his championships. Last year, we seen Adrian Newey have to move away from Red Bull and do so like with his gardening leave. So because of these non-compete clauses, he was out of the sport for almost a year. But we also seen towards the end of last year that Red Bull does not quite get a little bit further. So is that a sign of things to come? Was he the absolute secret sauce at Red Bull?
Well, we will find out because it's going to be interesting. And I think we're talking about this off air. I saw an interesting little video, and I guess you call it just a bit of bit of social media content that someone had built out. The fact that in 2005 there was a 7-time world champion that moved to Ferrari. In 2025 there's a 7-time world champion that moved to Ferrari. There's a number of other alignments, and then it all came to the fact that I think at that time Newey had moved teams as well, and it just kept lining up. And everything that it worked out to, there was about 7 or 8 alignments that led to one thing. And we just talked about it. It's Fernando Alonso winning a championship. And as we said, if there's a duo that can pull out a win against the odds in this championship, it is Newey and Alonso.
Yeah, look, Newey and Alonso is a very exciting championship. The only thing we have to keep in mind is the Lance Stroll factor in all this. Like, is Lance going to be enough of a dead weight to mean that like the car just doesn't develop in the right way?
Lance Stroll, if nothing else, can be a dead weight. We do know that, Brody.
Absolutely, mate. I saw your eyes roll as soon as that name got mentioned, and it is that common thing, isn't it? But I mean, the drivers, yes, they get all the credit, but it is not just the driver once you get to this level of sport.